I did want to say before we started that I am going to be releasing the short film Nowhere to Go this spring. I don't have a date set yet, but I'm committed to doing it this spring and to sharing it with everybody here. Hello, welcome back. I want to talk today about the process of making the short film for a short film festival audience. One second. These were the badges we collected during our festival run last year. At the end of the video, we will rate the badges of these the festival badges, that is. The part of this video that I wanted to make was as an instruction of how to make a successful short film. First of all, it has to be good. You have to be passionate about it, because if you don't, that won't pour into the work. So if you haven't thought about that, go watch my other videos as to how to even make a short film, what that process takes within yourself. But for now, let's say you want to make something out of your feature and into a short. Perfect. That's exactly what I did. This isn't an end-all be-all list. This is more of what I would want you to consider for when you make a short film. I watched a lot of short films. I went to a lot of festivals. One of the things that stood out to me is mine was very different in a lot of the ways that I think were not helpful to it. So the fact that we got into some was a big plus for us. So let's get on to my tips here. Tip number 1, get to the action early. Get there early. That was one of my most annoying things. 2 minutes in, you wouldn't even really know what the short is trying to say. And they're all trying to say something. For ours, we got into it right away. And I think that was really helpful to our film because we didn't linger and then something happened. We got into the action early. And that, I think, really resonated with a lot of people. You automatically get into it. And we signaled a lot of things cinematically. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for the short. You'll know what I mean. If it's a romantic comedy or it's some sort of horror, I would recommend trying to, if not get into the action early, get into the story structure early. Let the audience know what the story is kind of about. Sometimes there's twists, but you have to also really do that quick too. In order to build the twist, you need to also have the established story laid out early so that when you twist, it makes sense. You see what I'm saying? Everything for me works on the fact that things that start out early, don't waste time, is helpful. These festival people watch a lot of stuff. If it's going to take its time and it's 23 minutes, that's going to be hard for a festival to put on. That's going to be hard because you're taking up 2 spots. That's 2 spots. That's 2 8-minute shorts. That's too long to tell some of these stories, in my opinion. You want something 6 minutes to 11 tops. You're in these windows with all of these groups, and an 11-minute short can feel like forever. And if the quality isn't there because you could have made something 6 that was stellar, and instead you made it 11 and you had to cut some corners, my position is that you should go to the 6 minute. Stay 6, keep it tight, get to the action early. Boom, pocket rocket. This is 1A, establish the tone early. Basically the same message. Lean into the strengths of your film, the strengths of your filmmaking, the strengths of your story. You want to also lead into that early. Number 2, big number 2, don't end on a cliffhanger. Ours ends on a cliffhanger. And again, I'm very grateful that a lot of festivals accepted our film. I definitely felt the entire room of every festival I went to, what? Because it's a proof of concept, it was a proof of concept film. And because it's a proof of concept, I wanted to leave on the biggest cliffhanger in order to entice, studios, production companies, financiers, actors. I wanted to entice them and be like, don't you want to see more? You'd love to see more, right? At a film festival, it's like a lead balloon. So you just told me the beginning of the story. Yeah. What festivals, in my opinion, are looking for are short films with a beginning, middle, and end. Even with the proof of concept, I saw some proof of concepts that did it better than mine. That had a beginning, middle, and end. They established a tone, they established the characters, and then they closed the central idea. They told me this is very successful for them. They like to do it a lot. And that's something I learned. You know, people love the film, but I keep getting like, people are upset at me that there's no more film. You know what I mean? And that's what he told me, is that it still needs to have a beginning, middle, and end. Music videos are also a great path to do this. You've got like 3 or 4 minutes, and you can get into a short story, beginning, middle, and end. Coming up as a music director, I had no problem with this, but I made this short film with one purpose, and then I tried to use it into another purpose. It was just so jarring to the audience. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a hit everywhere we played, but it also left everyone wanting more everywhere we played. So I would say, don't end on the cliffhanger. It's very difficult for festivals to accept you for that. So number 3 is to make sure you only submit to film festivals that you have confidence that you can go to. Early on, we started stacking up laurels, and they were different parts of the world that we couldn't go visit and we couldn't be a part of, and you really miss out. One of the things that's very important is to network. When you go to these film festivals, you are with a lot of the people that are at the same level as you, and you can network and you can level up together. A lot of times I went to these film festivals trying to meet somebody who's already here, not recognizing that everybody already here would someday, if they kept going, get to here, and we could all get there together. Early on, I was trying to just sort of climb the ladder, and that's great. You should also do that. You should introduce yourself to everybody. You should be grateful, thank you, tell them how well run the festival is. But you should also go to see other blocks, meet other filmmakers, pop your head in and see what the competition is like. And it, in some cases it's a competition. They do give out awards, but in other ways, go and meet the people that are exactly where you are. See if you can connect and see if you can build and see if you come from the same place, or see if you can tap into some things working together in the future. So I would recommend trying to go small, local, first if you're a first-time filmmaker. If you're not a first-time filmmaker, you probably know a lot of this already. Go for a couple big ones if you can, medium ones if you can. Everywhere else in your region, I would recommend seeing if you can get into a local film festival there. Go, show, meet people. People want to see your film. People want to see what you make. And number 4, when you're making a short film, you have to have something to say. Every one of these short films had something to say. They were a metaphor, they were an analogy, they were commentary on, they were a documentary of. All of these things had a perspective, from abortion rights, trans issues, racism, bosses versus the workforce, class, power, money. All of these issues were brought up during the film festivals that we watched. I mean, there were some that were really, really good, really strong, but they were also very challenging. But it's important for you to have your perspective of things you want to say. Make sure that you really lean on the strengths of what that message is. So let's review. 1, get to the action quick. 2, don't end on a cliffhanger. Have a beginning, middle, and end. 3, if you're going to go to a short film festival, only apply to the ones you can go to. And 4, and we're going to put this all the way at the top, make sure you have something to say. Okay, that's it for my pocket advice on what to do for a film festival. Now, let's get into some badges. Okay, we got Phoenixville here. Good size, face-wise. It's good color, very strong, great festival. You should apply here if you're in the Northeast area. The New York Short Film Festival, our first film festival. This one was great. It was at the Cinema Village in New York. I loved it. It plays every November, I think. Submit to this one. The Latino Film Market, really beautiful. It's got a nice little tagline on the back, nice little thing on the front. I like this one a lot. It was a little smaller, but because I'm a Latin filmmaker, I wanted to make sure that I submitted to a lot of Latin films, because I also wanted to be part of that community, introduce myself. We won Best Director and Best Short Film. I think, we won Best Short Film and Best Director. So, sweet. Golden State Film Festival. This one was really cool. It played at the Chinese Theater, so my film got to play at the Chinese Theater. I think that was one of the most special moments of our festival run, to have our film played there. It was really cool. A lot of great people in a huge theater, the Richmond International Film Festival, otherwise known as RIFF. Huge badge. But also, I think one of the best parts about it was it had all the schedule here. So it would tell you what's playing where, and all the special events that you're, as a VIP, that you're invited to. So it really helps after a couple of drinks on a 4 o'clock mixer, and then you've got to go watch a film. And last but not least, the Austin Spotlight Film Festival. This is my favorite badge, not only because I'm from Austin, but we also won Best Film, Grand Jury. We won the best film at this film festival in my hometown. It was awesome. I felt like $1 million, and the programming here was one of the best of our whole festival run. If you're anywhere near, it's worth going to Austin to check out this film festival. It's got a lot of good talent. We were at the 7 o'clock and it was packed. I mean, I can't believe we won, to be honest. It was all of the films were so good that I just can't believe we won. So those are my rankings of the badges we got. This part is fun. Having these, it's like a little badge that you can say hello with. These film festivals are super important, especially right now with everybody being afraid to make films. Submit to as many film festivals that you can go to, because you'll meet a lot of great people and because you'll get a lot of good feedback. The feedback we got from the film at everywhere we played was really, really a big confidence booster, but also it just would make your heart, it made me believe in myself. There's some self-doubt stuff that goes on. Putting something out there of your own, having people judge it, having people approach you with what they thought really helped me with my confidence and with my drive and with my desire to keep this endeavor going. In that frame, I would also like some feedback from you in form of a comment, a like, a share, a subscription, anything you want, anything you can do. Forward it to your friends. Oh, your friend's a filmmaker? Hey, this guy's talking about films. Also, if you're watching this and you haven't seen my other videos about trying to make a feature film, please watch those, and it's part of a series that I'm doing. Thanks you for watching. I'll see you soon.